Tonight, a call to action.
I think the most important thing about mental health is educating others.
The University of Miami community comes together to raise awareness about health disabilities and how you can help. Plus, a fresh start. Students are getting ready to welcome a new addition to the Coral Gables campus. Coming up, details on a new housing project that puts a modern twist on college dorm. And a student goes pro.
Everyone is opinionated is their own thing, so some people told me to stay, some people told me to leave, but it was all up to me.
All eyes are on freshman guard Lonnie Walker as he prepares to enter the NBA draft. We'll introduce you to the man behind the jersey and his plans for major moves on the court.
Tonight in sports, several Miami basketball players won't be behind me anymore. They're going to the NBA. We'll tell you who they are and have coach and player reactions. Plus, it's time for the Masters. We have the results from the Par 3 contest and who are golfers keeping their eye on. We'll tell you next.
And with weather, South Florida is now under severe drought conditions. But you wouldn't know it with all this rain we've been having. Is that rain going to stick around? NewsVision starts right now.
Good evening. You're watching NewsVision. I'm Nate Derenbacher.
And I'm Robin Shapiro. Thank you for joining us.
The University of Miami is known for having a diverse campus, and tonight, two student organizations have collaborated to host an event aimed at promoting inclusion for everyone on campus.
That's right. The event is part of UM's Long Health Week, and it is set to begin in less than an hour.
Our reporter Chantal Batista is live at the Shalala Student Center. Chantal, what is the event?
I'm here on the third floor of the Shalala Student Center for the Disabilities Campus event tonight. There's many people that are getting ready to go inside and take their seat as the event does start at 8 p.m. The University of Miami's Best Buddies program has partnered with Healthy You, Healthy Me for tonight's event. The Best Buddies program is a nonprofit organization that focuses on fostering friendships between people with intellectual or developmental disabilities. And aside from that, there will be several guest speakers here tonight that will discuss disability culture and the importance of inclusion here in such a diverse city such as Miami. Additionally, this event will also promote a new minor here at the University of Miami, the Disability Studies minor. Now, a petition was circulated last December that pushed for curriculum and the option to have the minor for students. Today, the students will rejoice and celebrate at this event, and there's still plenty of time to make your way over. Reporting live from the Shalala Student Center, I'm Chantal Batista. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Chantal. Great to see students encouraging inclusion and diversity on campus.
Absolutely.
Tonight's event is just one of the many held throughout the week. Organizations such as Healthy You, Healthy Me, and COPE have joined to promote overall wellness. Their goal? To reduce the stigma surrounding certain health topics, such as mental health. Promoting mental health resources has become a topic of heated discussion in the wake of the Parkland shooting. The chairs of both organizations say they hope to normalize mental illness, like depression and anxiety. They say people will feel more inclined to get help when they need it. Healthy You, Healthy Me, and COPE tabled outside the library to teach students about these resources.
I think the most important thing about mental health is educating others so that people can get help. That leads into my work with COPE, where we just really hope to advocate the services of the counseling center so that if anyone is struggling, they know the right place to go to get help.
student Ria Manohar is the main organizer of Health Week and the founder of Healthy You, Healthy Me, a new student organization on campus that promotes health education for elementary school children around Miami. Every other Saturday, the student organization travels to Overtown Youth Center to play games and teach kids about healthy practices. Manohar is also the co-chair of A Week for Life, a long-standing organization at UM that promotes sexual health awareness. She worked with the Butler Center to bring on other campus organizations to promote all aspects of health.
There is such a discrepancy in health education between different socioeconomic classes, and especially in college campuses. So I got involved in both of these organizations because I thought that if you really bring to light the issue of different areas of health, then you can really make a change in how people think about health.
For the final day of Health Week tomorrow, elementary students are coming on campus for a healthy field day.
On Tuesday, Florida Representative Ted Deutsch invited residents of his Florida district to a town hall on gun violence. His district includes much of the Fort Lauderdale area, including Parkland, where 17 people were killed and many injured when a gunman opened fire in Marjorie Stoneman Douglas High School on February 14th. Students from Stoneman Douglas and survivors of the shooting launched a national movement calling for stricter gun control laws.
School is supposed to be a place where you love to be and love learning, and now it is a prison where we see unhappy faces everywhere.
Banning weapons of war, banning high-capacity magazines are steps that should be taken now.
Representative Deutsch helped introduce a bipartisan bill last month that would raise the minimum age to buy any gun to 21. During the town hall, Stoneman Douglas students and parents discussed the current climate at the high school. Representative Deutsch says that there is a limited time to call for action, and the time for change is now. He also encouraged everyone to tweet at House Speaker Paul Ryan to make sure change can happen when Deutsch returns to Washington, D.C. And the last patient from the shooting at Stoneman Douglas High School has been released from the hospital. 15-year-old Anthony Borges barricaded a door with his body and was shot 5 times during the shooting.
Marjorie Stoneman Douglas students were welcomed with a slew of new security precautions when they returned to school this week from spring break. Every student was supplied with a clear plastic backpack, the only book bags allowed on campus from now on. District officials say in Parkland that the decision is a prototype for future security changes. But some MSD students have taken to social media to voice their dislike for the new requirement, saying it does not solve the issue at hand. Many of them have posted photos of themselves sporting the backpacks, hoping to send a deeper message to public officials. Cameron Caskey is one of the leaders of the Never Again movement. He tweeted a photo of himself with a bag full of tampons, hoping to also bring attention to women's issues.
And leaders within student government have launched one initiative which they hope will turn into permanent free pads and tampons in female restrooms around campus. UMTV reporter Chantel Batista has more details.
We all know that accidents happen, and instead of having a girl panicking, it's always good to have something handy, you know.
Emergencies, such as a female's period, can happen unexpectedly all the time. To help the ladies on the Coral Gables campus, the student government has a new initiative. Women can now find pads and tampons available in female restrooms in the Shillelagh Student Center, Wellness Center, Library, and University Center for a 6-week trial period.
I was washing my hands and I saw the box and I read the little description. I thought it was super cool. I think it's an awesome initiative that's definitely necessary. I think it's important to have the option.
During this 6-week trial period, student government asked that if any student picks up a pad or a tampon, they also pick up this survey. Fill it out and place it in the box before they leave. The Feminine Hygiene Project comes after a petition that was circulated last year when students called for a push towards a progressive campus. Committee leaders explained that the cost of this project is about $250. The money comes from a trial budget within student government. It covers the cost of 8 dispensers, pads, and tampons provided at each location. If people continue to record their feedback, the trial period could turn into permanent free pads and tampons throughout campus.
500 responses would be an ideal number to kind of bring towards administration and stuff like that, to show that, hey, people really want this, people need this on our campus, it's a good thing. A lot of people write notes saying, we've been wanting this for a long time, we really need this. I'm surprised it's taking this long, thank you for doing this, and stuff like that.
We're taking suggestions from them about how we can improve the system and if they think we should do something differently. It's really important just because of our university reputation in general that we try to be very progressive, and we live in Miami, which is a very progressive kind of city.
At a time where the women's and feminism movement is at an all-time high, student government hopes that students keep one thing in mind.
Women's issues on campus are there and they are very loud, and we hope the university takes the opportunity to see that they can have a voice in fixing women's issues on campuses.
Reporting for UMTV, I'm Chantel Batista.
The committee refills every dispenser on campus and collects surveys each Monday night. So far, there have been more than 250 responses submitted during the first 2 weeks of the initiative. And while new changes are happening on campus, hopefully we do not see any major changes with the weather.
That's right, Nate. Sean, what's the forecast like?
Thanks, Robin. Now, if you've been outside the past few days, that you've noticed it's pretty wet. Today we've had some isolated showers throughout most of the South Florida area. Taking a little closer bit of a look, there's one cell up here around Davio. It looks like it's disappeared. Yeah, there it is, disappearing right now. It's on its last breath of life. So that's going to be the last of the major rain that we've been seeing. That'll be the last of it tonight. And all this rain is a pretty good thing because recently the U.S. Drought Monitor put parts of Florida under severe drought. This dark orange area down in Miami, that's severe drought, with the lighter orange area in a moderate drought. So we need all that rain that we can get. Coming up later in the forecast, we'll talk about rain ahead in the forecast, maybe. That would be good for the drought. There's an atmospheric river over in California that's fueling a lot of moisture, and then we'll finish off with your 7-day forecast. That's it for weather. Back to the desk.
Thanks, Sean. Well, Robin, I guess it's looking like a gloomy weekend for the Sunshine State.
That's not very good. But before we get to the weekend, we've got a few more stories here for you on NewsVision. We'll be right back.
It's one of the biggest weeks on campus for the international student community. We'll tell you how this week is bringing students from all backgrounds together.
Well, coming up, I'll tell you when construction on UM's new student housing village will be complete and when you'll be able to sign up and move in. That and more when NewsVision comes right back after this.
Miami, you are clear to take off.
University's new student housing village has been going on since last summer, making it pretty difficult to get around some parts of campus.
And now you may be starting to see the signs of the new buildings going up. UMTV reporter Tommy Fletcher is live at the construction site. Tommy, how's the project going and when will students be able to move in?
Well, students will be able to sign up to live in this new housing village at this time next year in the spring of 2019. Construction on this 12-acre site actually began over the summer, but that was mainly just work moving trees and getting the grounds ready for actual construction. And now students are seeing signs of that actual construction. This, as crews are preparing to begin work on the 25 buildings here to make the student housing village look a lot more like this. The 540,000 square foot new student housing village will house more than 1,100 students, and University of Miami officials say they base plans on what students said they want, including suites and apartments with kitchenettes. The village will also have eco-friendly rooftops, a 200-seat auditoriums, living rooms, and an outdoor recreational space. It will also have retail, office, and meeting space on the bottom floor of each building. The cost of living in this new housing village has not been announced yet, but Housing and Residential Life says it will cost slightly more than living in current residential colleges. And just to give you an idea, right now students pay anywhere between $8,000 and just over $13,000 per year to live in a residential college. Plans for the student housing village have been in the works for 5 years, but UM announced this project in 2017, and the construction is part of a 10-year plan that will eventually renovate all of the student housing on UM's campus. Back out here live, this new housing village is expected to be completed by the fall of 2019, and it will be open to sophomores, juniors, and seniors. For more information on this new housing project, you can go online to newstudenthousing.studentaffairs.miami.edu. Live on UM's Coral Gables campus for UMTV, I'm Tommy Fletcher. Back to you guys in the studio.
Thank you, Tommy. The University of Miami is home to thousands of students from around the world, and this week, international students had the chance to share a little bit of home with the UM community. UM student organization COISO held its 50th International Week this year. The organization themed the week Remembering Our Roots. The week highlighted a different country and different culture every day. From South America to Southeast Asia, UM international students crafted activities from their home countries to share with UM students. But the events had bigger meaning than just that.
We're really trying to raise the awareness of why empathy is important and why just like talking to new people and learning about them and not just judging them by the color of their skin or where they're from.
More than 200 students have attended the events held every day this week. Tonight's event focuses on Latin America and the Caribbean. It's always exciting to see students celebrate diversity on campus.
I agree. Experiencing different parts of another culture makes the world seem a little smaller. And we'll be back with weather and sports after this short break.
Everybody has a dream. Mine was to see the ocean. And with a little help, I made it.
Okay, Simon, what do people wear?
Clothes.
That's right, so it's important to learn how to dress yourself. Here's how it's done. Shirt, underwear, pants, socks, shoes. Underwear, always first, name tag on the back. Then pants and shirt. Go ahead and put this on. Now with the shirt, you want to make sure the first button's right or you have to start all over again, okay? Socks left on left, right on right. Tying the shoes, we're gonna take the laces, we're gonna cross them over, we're gonna turn around where the bunny goes down in the hole, pull it tight, and bunny ears. Got it?
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
The next 30 seconds can save you a lot of money. Just do your laundry in cold and stick to full loads. Auto-sleep your computers. Plug your gadgets in a power strip and switch it off when you're done. Headed out? Turn back your thermostat by 10 degrees. And drive sensibly. The more energy you save, the more money you save. Find other great tips at energysaver.gov.
Thanks for sticking with us, South Florida. I'm your meteorologist, Sean Combe, here with the weather. Outside the studio, we're sitting at 76 degrees, some clouds in the sky, relative humidity at 82%, so that's pretty uncomfortable. Around the rest of the South Florida area, temperatures are pretty average for this time of year, 77, 76 over on the East Coast, and over here on the West Coast, 81 up in Fort Myers and 77 in Naples. Winds are coming out of the northeast-north around the South Florida area between 10 and 15 miles per hour, so it's not too bad. Taking a look around the rest of the country, there's not too much going on except for over here in the Pacific where we have this atmospheric river, a literal river of moisture that spans across almost the entire Pacific Ocean, and that's going to dump a lot of rain on California and Washington and Oregon over the next few days as it moves over the mountains and dumps all that moisture onto the area. Looking at the accumulated precipitation we might see over in the Bay Area and San Francisco, we might see up to 3 inches, and over here in the Cascades, maybe up to 6 inches. That's a lot, so we have to keep an eye on that. There's a potential for flooding here. Bringing it to tonight, we're going to bottom out at around 71 degrees. There's a chance of showers, but nothing like we've seen earlier today. Winds will be out of the east at 5 to 10 miles per hour. Tomorrow morning, it'll be a little bit warmer, 74 degrees, some clouds in the sky, but it's going to be a pretty nice and warm, pretty nice morning. Wind east 5 to 10 miles per hour. But by the afternoon, that rain is going to come back in the form of some isolated showers. It's going to top out at 80 degrees. Winds will be out of the north at 10 to 15 miles per hour. Now looking at the future cast, We got a cold front that's going to form over here in the southeast by Friday night, and then this is going to move in its way into South Florida by the weekend and cause a lot of rain and precipitation. So let's finish off with a 7-day forecast. By Friday, Saturday, again, not too much going on. Sunday, that's when that cold front is going to move in and bring with it a lot of rain. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, it's going to get pretty warm, top out at 86, and then by Thursday, we'll be able to finish with a nice sunny week. That's it for weather. Now back to the desk.
Thanks, Sean. Well, it seems like some classic Florida weather. Can't decide if it's going to be rainy or sunny.
Florida's temperamental like that. Now, let's turn our attention to a sport where the weather doesn't really matter.
Well, in that case, let's talk men's basketball. Yesterday, freshman guard Lonnie Walker declared for the NBA draft. His departure could leave Miami's team with many questions. Today, Coach Larrañaga spoke to media about his recent decisions from his players. Jihad Shatara has a story.
The Canes basketball program got some unexpected news yesterday. Lonnie Walker is walking out.
You know, it was an enjoyable ride and one of the best experiences, you know, I ever had in my life. So just want to say thank you to the Canes fans and people who, you know, welcomed me into this city.
The 6'5" Reading, Pennsylvania native is taking his talents from Coral Gables to the NBA. Coach Larrañaga said it's bittersweet.
I told Lonnie yesterday I'm very, very happy and excited, but also sad to see him go.
And now the focus turns to the big leagues for Walker. He feels he is ready for the next step.
It was really just my own decision. Everyone is opinionated to their own thing. So some people told me to stay, some people told me to leave, but it was all up to me on what I wanted to do.
But that choice did not come easy.
By far, it's one of the toughest decisions I ever had, besides deciding what college I wanted to go to.
Walker may be a one-and-done player, but his time at Miami sticks with him forever.
Just the memories that I had with my teammates and the coaches. Just playing with them, you know, the scrimmages, the 5-on-5, the pickups, the having Coach L.
Now Coach L looks to rebuild a program potentially losing 3 players to the draft.
We'd like to sign at least one high school player, one transfer, and maybe one fifth-year guy.
For UMTV, I'm Jihad Shatara.
It's possible the Canes have lost another star in the hardwood. 6'11" sophomore forward DeJuan Huell declared for the NBA draft on Monday, but he decided not to hire an agent to keep his college eligibility. Huell was the second leading scorer this season for the Hurricanes behind Lonnie Walker. He averaged 11 points, 6 rebounds this season. The Miami native was a McDonald's All-American in high school and was the 21st ranked recruit according to ESPN. Most mock drafts have Huell going undrafted. Huell and Brown have until June 11th to withdraw their NBA eligibility. The NBA draft is on June 21st. And one New England Patriots player may have stopped a school shooting. Wide receiver Julian Edelman says he was alerted to a comment left on his Instagram. The comment read, quote, "I'm going to shoot up my school. Watch the news," unquote. Edelman alerted his assistant Shannon Moen to investigate his Instagram. Moen found the comment and then called the Boston police. The comment was traced back to Port Huron, Michigan. Boston officials alerted their Michigan counterpart about the comment. Then Michigan police searched the house where they found a 14-year-old boy who confessed. Officers found 2 rifles in the house, both of which belonged to the teen's mother. The teen was taken into custody for a false threat of terrorism. It's one of the most exciting times in sports, the Masters. Things kicked off in Augusta earlier today, and Jordan Spieth is on top of the leaderboard. But before it started, former champions of the event had their eyes on a sleeping tiger. Former Masters champion Tiger Woods has been clawing his way to the top spot in recent contests, so it grabbed 2012 and 2014 winner Bubba Watson's attention.
Some of these kids that are participating on Sunday, yesterday, you know, they've never got to see Tiger Woods that we've all got to see. So for him being healthy, I mean, that's, as a friend, you want him healthy, and as a competitor, you want him healthy. So yes, there's nothing but great things when he's healthy.
Masters par 3 contest, and here we have Jack Nicklaus's grandson getting a turn. He hits this gorgeous shot onto the green, but hold on, it's taking a slow roll, kind of like me after a couple croquetas. There goes that little engine that could. Can it? Does it? It does almost. No, it's in. It goes in. Go find Grandpa and celebrate there, bud. Oh man, what a beautiful time. Look at him, and he's so happy. And here he is hugging his older friend right over there. And of course, Grandpa wants to see the proof inside the cup, and here it is. Shows everyone in the crowd what a beautiful moment with one of golf's greatest legends. What a beautiful story, guys.
That's right. It makes me want to go out and practice my skills.
What skills?
Golf. Obviously, golf.
I don't know about that. But speaking of skills, when we come back, we'll tell you about 2 Miami residents who are using their skills to make a brew.
Don't go anywhere.
Thank you.
Skip the drama. Get your diploma.
Okay.
Take that first step towards a better future. Find free adult education classes at finishyourdiploma.org.
You're doing great. We're gonna try this again, okay?
Okay.
Wheels, pedals, handlebar, brakes. Sit up straight, keep your weight in the center, keep your eyes on the road, hands on the grips, butt in the seat. If we feel ourselves falling, what do?
Just keep pedaling.
Good girl. Now remember, it's all about balance and steering. Steer with your hands, steer with your body. Steer into the corners and you stay out of trouble. And the bell's your buddy, so go ahead and ding that. All right, you ready? Here we go. Pedal, honey, pedal. There you go, you're a bike rider.
Most parenting is hard to do in just 2 minutes. But 2 minutes twice a day making sure they brush is easier, and it could help save them from a lifetime of tooth pain.
Summer is right around the corner, meaning beer festivals and competitions around South Florida are here too. UMTV reporter Javier Perez met 2 native Venezuelans who have their hopes set on making the perfect brew right from their garage.
The situation right now in my country ain't a beautiful situation. Most of the people that are aware of Venezuela is having a crisis right now because of the situation we were having. We decided to move on, but to keep with the dream, and the dream was to brew beer.
Ignacio Monteverde started brewing beer more than 6 years ago and landed in Miami in search of a better future. Ignacio and his partner Daniel Chocron launched Tripping Animals Brewery in Doral in 2015. For Daniel, the passion started thanks to a college course in which he learned how the process worked. He never looked back.
From the point of that course, like everything started for me, what I wanted to do, what I wanted to create in life, what I wanted to give to the people. And you know, it's making craft beer, but also it's making people happy.
Tripping Animals currently brew out of their garage, but that has not held them back. The pair has already begun to bottle many of their beers and have attended important festivals like Grovetoberfest, in which they did very well and ultimately sold out. For Ignacio and Daniel, the small garage space will no longer be an issue once they move into their new location.
Hopefully we are going to be able to open the brewery this summer, early this summer, between May and June. That's going to happen.
Located in the heart of Doral's industrial zone, Tripping Animals' new brewery will allow them to exponentially increase their production and open an on-site bar. And in case you're wondering what their favorite ingredient is,
well, we are a pretty hop-forward brewery. We love hops. That's our favorite plant in the world.
Reporting for UMTV, Javier Perez Fernandez.
A couple of clever and hardworking men in the spirit of entrepreneurship. Amazing.
It's truly admirable. Well, that's all we have time for tonight. Thank you for joining us.
Be sure to follow our social media pages on Instagram and Twitter at UMTV NewsVision.
Have a great night.